Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to make this little fairy garden with a flower arch and a toadstool. Here's what you've got in your box. So you've got some Gorilla Glue and you've got a paintbrush. You've got some wooden bases, some stumps with holes in. And here is the arch that you're going to decorate later with all these wired flowers. You've got the sign stump with the sign and the stick. Lots of flowers and jewels, stepping stones. So first of all, we're going to arrange the base. You need to make sure you arrange it on a flat surface and decide where you want to put it. So you can have a little play. I'm going to add a little bit of glue, so make sure your paintbrush is dry. Put it in the glue and then add a little bit of glue to the areas that are going to attach to the bits of wood underneath. So I'm just going to leave that there. This glue glues really well if it's left. If you keep checking it, it won't glue, so just leave it. I'm going to add the stumps here and here. Make sure the hole is sticking upwards because that's where you're going to put your arch in later. So that's where I'm going to put my arch. And I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to get the half stump there, which I'm going to be making my sign with, and get the stick and choose a flower or a leaf and then wrap that round the stick. You will need to make sure that the right end fits in the hole in the half stump before you wrap the flower or leaf. So wrap that round. And this little flower or leaf is going to help secure the sign in place when you glue it. So add a little bit of glue to the back of your sign. Always make sure your brush is dry. That's why I've got the tissue there. So make sure you've got a bit of tissue. And then I'm just going to add that sign. And then as you can see, I'm going to use my little flower just to keep that in a good position and leave that to one side and let it dry. So now I'm going to add my half stump to where I want to put my sign in my garden. So just have a little think to see where you want to put it. And then you just add a little bit of glue. And you can see I'm really looking after my paintbrush here, making sure I clean it every time I use the glue and then dry it. So step 5, you're going to decorate your arch. So pick your arch up. And you're going to start by wrapping your flowers round your arch, one by one. So you can do this in whatever order you like. Some of the moss probably will fall off, but don't worry because you can glue this in your garden later. But the more flowers you wrap round and round, the less moss you'll see and the more secure the arch will become. So you can just enjoy wrapping these round in whichever order you like with all your beautiful flowers. And make sure you put some flowers hanging underneath the arch as well, so that when this fairy sits there, they can look up underneath and see the pretty arch. So now that's finished. I'm going to now dip the ends of this arch into the glue, and by now, because that's taken you some time to do that, all the base and everything will be nice and dry and secure. So you can just stick that in there and there you are. You've got your beautiful arch on the base of your garden. And if the sign's dry now, you can dip that in, stick in the glue again and attach that to your stump. If it's not dry, just leave it and wait for it to dry. So now I think I'm going to add a few little steps here. And you can start decorating your garden however you wish. You can play around with the positioning of your steps or with any things that you want to put in your garden now. Sometimes it's a nice idea to see where you want to put your things before you glue them. That looks quite nice there. I think that's where I'm going to put mine. So now I'm going to glue them. I only need a little bit of glue. I think I might just glue that one later. And I'm going to add my little acorns and beech husks. So I'm going to add a little bit of moss inside these to make them look pretty, and then maybe put a jewel or a flower in them. With the foraged items like the acorns and the shells and the beech husks, you just need to be patient with the glue again. They do take longer to glue than the flowers and the beads. So I'm just going to make that look pretty, adding some bits in there. And I'm just going to position that where I want. And then I'm going to do this similar to the cone, just put a bit of glue on that, and then I'm going to decide where to put that, just there. Now I'm going to add my little tiny toadstool. Every garden needs a toadstool. Add the beech husk there. I'm going to add the grass. So this felt grass, you just need a little bit of glue, and you can decide where you want to put that. You can cut this and make it into smaller bits if you wish, but I'm just going to put mine along the back like that. I'm just going to continue decorating the garden. You can enjoy putting little bits of moss around the stumps and the stepping stones. I use the end of my paintbrush just to help me push it in. I'm putting bits of moss all around the stumps, around the bottom of the toadstool, around the stepping stones, around the edges. Makes it look like a really pretty garden. I'm using some scissors just to chop the wire bits off these leaves, and I'm just going to add them and poke them in the base of the flower arch so they look like they're growing out. I'm just adding the flowers and the jewels. I'm going to add this little leaf up the back of the sign there. So you can either wrap that round, stick it in, or I just added a little bit of glue to the back of the sign and added that little fern there. You can adjust, now the signs all glued, you can just adjust the flower or the leaf just to get them out of the way of the writing. Now it's all nice and secure. And I'm just adding the rest of the little bits and pieces, the little bumblebee. The bumblebee and the ladybirds they have little stickers on, so you can just peel the stickers off and add them to where you want in the garden. And then just add the star and the little gold shell. So there you have it, the finished fairy garden. Thank you.